welcome back to my channel. This is the third video of CJ with the chicken nuggies. I just want to say it is Mother's Day today, and therefore I will explain what I did. So, in my last video, tried out some free DIYs for Mother's Day, which failed. Not very good. Balloon didn't work. The letters, shapes kind of things didn't work. So, I did actually keep the idea of the chocolate balloon, and I used that in a cake that my mum will later eat tonight, and it did turn out well, thank God. Oh my God, it was such a stress because I dropped it. I actually dropped it. It was a nightmare, and I was panicking, and it was like midnight. I was like so stressed. I was like, no, tired. It was not good at all. Anyway, another thing I made my mum was this box. When you take off the lid, the sides fall out, as well as some extra ones on the inside. So it was really cool. It has little compartments and another little box right in the center. So that was so good, and I love it. I feel so accomplished by it because I never finish any projects, and that is another reason why I'm always so excited about filming and posting these YouTube videos, only though it's the third one. Yeah. I would also love to hear what you guys did for Mother's Day, how she reacted and all of that, if you had a good time. And, I want to hear about it because it's like we're in self-quarantine and, being with each other through messaging and stuff like that. It would really help each other. So, yeah. Well, today I am going to be reacting to some true horror animations and true horror video footage, and I really do hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I am sure I will enjoy it. So let's get into the video. Quick before the videos and all of that, I just want to say I apologize for my camera. I'm pretty sure I spoke about this in the last video. The camera that I'm using right now, as you can tell, isn't very good, even though it's on a fairly new computer that I recently just bought. So I'm sorry about that. The other camera that I do like to use, however, some weird reason doesn't like to send out videos in a certain way, so I kind of just stopped bothering with that, and I'm just gonna have to suck it up and use this one. Oh well. Okay, so the first one we are gonna watch is from, sorry if I pronounce this, I'm definitely gonna pronounce this wrong, Wansee Entertainment. Okay, don't know if that's a name, their personal name or not, but I'm not judging. It's just I feel bad if I pronounce it wrong, Alright, so one that I'm gonna watch now is I met a guy on Instagram who squeezed me to death. Okay, with that title, I need you guys to use your big brains and think of what's wrong, okay? I'll give you a sec. Okay, here is what's wrong. I met a guy on Instagram who squeezed me to death. If you are dead from him squeezing you, how are you telling the story from your perspective? How did you email Wansee Entertainment your perspective of a story if you are dead? I'm just gonna see what happens, calm, collected, relaxed.
This happened when I was at college, studying acting.
I would love to study acting. Ooh, I'll put subtitles on for you guys because, people want subtitles. Okay.
I exercised regularly, doing yoga, tennis, and most of all, running.
No, actually, no,
My
I hate
favorite
meditation.
places to run were on the beach and in the woods, as I loved nature and being alone.
See, I don't have that. I don't have like a foresty or like a beachy area for me to go and run. It's kind of because like I live in the city, so it's kind of like really cramped, and I don't really feel safe running. So like, if only. And plus, I'm too lazy. I'm a couch potato. I wouldn't be running anyway. So let's go.
All my friends had boyfriends, and I was single at the time, so I felt a little lonely.
I always feel lonely.
One day, after I logged onto Instagram and saw that someone had sent me a message, I checked out his profile. His name was Mason.
That's my grandparents' dog's name. I literally just saw Mason today. Obviously,
His
someone
bio,
else called
he was
Mason.
a football player at a college near mine. His photos consisted of him playing football, hanging with his friends, and he had a muscular build, but also a little bit chubby. Eventually, I decided to accept his request, but I just ignored lots of DMs from him and went about my day. Later at lunch, my friends pushed me to start.
I am going to just fix the screen recording.
With Mason, and I did. And turns out we got along with each other well. We talked about fitness, movies, books, and college, a lot of common things. I told him about running in the woods and on the beach, and he told me I was cute and had a good body. He had also asked me if we could meet sometime. He seemed nice, but I was unsure.
You know why you're unsure? Because it is the wrong thing to do. If you have not met someone before, you do not meet them. And if you want to meet them, go with a whole bunch of people, all of your friends. Just bring like 3 or more friends. The more you are, the safer you will be. Okay? So, just go with someone. And the reason why you are unsure is probably because you have a bad gut feeling. And by you being in this horror stories animation, it means that something bad's happened to you because of this guy. So this is your lesson, honey.
Days later, I went out for a run around 6 in the morning.
Although
it was an early morning, outside it was really hot, so I wore a sports crop top and shorts. I was confident with my body anyway. As I went outside, I noticed there was a black car parked outside. I looked closer.
I'm actually surprised it's not a white van. Because, you know, white vans, am I right? They kidnap everybody. No, literally, I was watching a video before. And there's a girl, and she is at home by herself because her family ditched her to go see fireworks that she apparently couldn't go watch for some stupid reason. And she was at home alone, forgot to lock all the doors and stuff, and this guy came in, he's like, hey, you want candy? He's like, pfft. Anyway, so he picks her up and takes her outside into a white van. It's always goddamn white vans. Don't go in a white van, okay? Is number 1 rule, don't go in a white van.
I could see someone looking at me. And when I left the woods at the same place where I went in, I noticed the same black car was parked nearby.
He'd drive around to see your thick ass.
I started running back to my dormitory. As I looked back, I noticed the car wasn't following me. I calmed down a little bit and thought maybe that wasn't the same car. When I went back to my dorm, the black car wasn't there, and I felt safe. I had a shower, changed, and got ready for the first lesson. I checked Instagram and saw that Mason had messaged me. He told me he wanted to wrestle me. I thought nothing of it and just texted back, sounds fun. With a
Wait, he just randomly up and went in the middle of like nowhere. He's like, I want to wrestle you. That's
As I was just about to leave my dorm for the first lesson, he messaged me again, asking to meet me at his dorm at his college, and that he wanted to meet me because he loved me. I felt bad as I wasn't interested in a relationship. I sent him...
Honey, you were literally just before, oh yeah, all my friends have boyfriends and girlfriends. Oh, I feel so lonely. Like, I guess she didn't say the words, I'm looking for a relationship. Unless she did, I can't recall.
All my friends had boyfriends, and I was single at the time, so I felt a little lonely.
You were totally interested in a relationship, but just not with him.
In a relationship. I sent him a message back telling him that I wasn't interested in it and just wanted to stay friends. Throughout the rest of the day, Mason didn't message me back. I started to feel bad, but I thought I'd wait a couple of days to message him back to ask if he was okay. The next morning, I went for my daily run. I put on my crop top and shorts and went outside. The black car wasn't around at my dorm, and neither was it outside the woods, so I felt safe. I ran through the woods. It was hot, and I had already run quite a bit. I ran along this trail, and no one was around me. That was until a figure jumped out from behind a tree, a meter in front of me, shouting, "Surprise!" It was Mason. I asked him what he was doing and how he found me. He said that he became impatient and just wanted to meet me.
What? No. He looks kind of creepy. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue watching, shall we?
His car nearby, so we could go on a date, he said.
It was him. Nah, right?
I was sure it was the same black car as before,
See?
and I was surprised and pretty nervous. I told him it was a little weird to just surprise me like this, but he ignored me and walked up close to me. He told me I was so pretty, and he touched my cheek.
Hey,
I felt uncomfortable and told him, "Sorry, Mason. You're a nice guy, but I'm not interested in a relationship." I tried to push him away, telling him to leave me alone. And that's when he wrapped his arms around my waist and started squeezing me.
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
He was very strong, and it was so tight, it hurt a lot. I told him to get off of me and tried to push him off again, but he was so much stronger than me. He squeezed much tighter.
Whoa, bro. You need, not a face lift, you need a face lower. That smiles. Just want to say right now, I feel so bad. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Wansee Entertainment does do good animations, I do have to admit, because doing animations, like, because you have to do this, like, every single second of every single minute and blah, blah, blah. It's tough and tiring, and I give this, like, this entertainment YouTube thing props. I do.
I was in pain and couldn't breathe. I couldn't even shout for help. Mason started trying to kiss and even lick me as he was brushing me. He kept on struggling. Eventually, I felt myself passing out as I was dizzy and started to black out. In desperation, I bit down on Mason's nose and scratched at his eyes. He
Good
said,
on you, girl. Come on.
"Let go of me, bitch," and pushed me down as he held his face. As I got my breath back, I got up and started sprinting out of the woods.
Use those nice legs of yours and sprint out of there, will you? Okay?
Finally,
that was
I
weird
got
to me.
to
I never.
college and told my friends what happened, and then explained it to the police. I wanted to press charges and a restraining order on him. They told me they'll investigate it as soon as possible. I blocked Mason on Instagram as well as Twitter and Facebook. He didn't follow me on either, but I blocked him just in case.
Good
The
job.
next time I heard about Mason was after his trial.
I'm proud of it.
It turns out that he was kicked out of his college for assaulting another girl a month before. The police also found out he had planned on kidnapping me as he had a notebook about me and what he wanted to do with me and other women, which includes some of the vilest things. How he wanted to kill women in several different ways and violate the bodies afterward.
Oh my god, imagine being in that situation. It's like, oh my god, I escaped this guy, which would be pretty terrifying originally, but then realizing about this little notebook with all his little hopes and dreams and wishes in it. Definition of terrifying moments, you know? Or that, like, that, strong will to get through, like, the dizziness and, like, blacking out. She is strong, me dude. Good on you.
Wrote at length about how he wanted to squeeze a woman to death with his arms.
That was
threw up
you,
when
hun.
I found out.
True horror story about the man from the bus stop. Okay, this has potential.
This happened to me when I was 17 years old. I live in Canada.
Girl, I can hardly
and
hear you.
this situation took place during a snowstorm at around 9 p.m. It was extremely dark outside, and I was waiting inside a bus stop shelter after my part-time job to get home. Although I live in a crowded city in Toronto, it was very quiet that night, and there were barely any cars on the road due to hazardous weather conditions. I was waiting all by myself for about 10 minutes until one man who looked like he was in his 50s entered the shelter. He had a disgusting smirk on his face, which made him a bit creepy looking. And that pretty large guy started making small talk with me. He had a creepy low voice, and he kept asking me what I was doing out in this weather and where I was going.
Yeah, she ain't gonna tell you nothing. And you know what? This snow in the background, this talk about cold and cold weather. I'm getting cold, man. You like my Ariana Grande fluffy jacket from H&M. It's pretty snazzy, guys. You should so go check out H&M because they have the best of clothing. And obviously I'm not sponsored because A, it's like my third video, and B, like, you think I'm sponsored? No. I'm not good enough for that.
I was feeling anxious, but there was only me and that man, so I told him I was going home after work. He smiled and said to me that the buses are going to be delayed because of the weather and won't be coming in for a really long time. I took out my phone to check the bus times. However, due to the deadly cold weather, my phone died completely. Then he came closer to me. He smelled awfully disgusting. "Hey, you want to come with me for 5 minutes?" he said. I said, "I'm sorry, sir. What do you mean?"
She looks like someone.
He said, "Let's go hang out for a bit. Don't worry, you won't miss your bus. I will bring you back safely. Come on." I wasn't stupid and was aware of pedophiles, so I stepped back and refused. But he kept insisting that I should go with him. I was so afraid that he would do something bad to me. However, luckily, one lady came into the shelter, and the man immediately closed his mouth. After waiting for some time, the bus finally arrived. It was me, the lady, that creepy man, and 2 other people on the bus. He sat all the way at the back of the bus where he could watch me clearly, and I noticed that he kept staring and staring. I was...
Imagine yourself in that position. I would freak out. This whole compilation is moments that I would just dread being in. Like this one, I would freak the hell out. Oh my god.
Nervous. And when it was my stop, I got off along with the lady. And as I kept walking, I saw that the man got off with us and was right behind me.
You know what? Make friends with the lady. Just become best friends. Survive through this. You know, you got this. Okay, you got this. Just go to the lady. That is the safest thing to do. Just
freaked out and thought there was no choice at all. So I grabbed the lady's arm and asked her if she could walk me home because a man was following me. She also noticed that the guy was acting strangely, so she whispered that she would take me home. I walked with the lady, And when I looked back, he stared at me for a while and disappeared. When I arrived home, my parents and I thanked that lady repeatedly. And after that, I never saw him again in my life.
Oh my god. I love my fellow ladies. Oh my god. That is terrifying. Oh god. Oh, I'm getting chills. You tell me, guys. You have to tell me if you've ever been in a situation like this, because that would be pretty scary if I do say so myself. Secret basement in the hospital.
I work as a nurse in a hospital, although I can't reveal exactly where because of privacy reasons. Recently, a fairly popular celebrity came to be treated here, although I can't reveal who due to the aforementioned privacy reasons. Honestly, I was pretty surprised he was coming here. Not to shit talk of employment, but this place has a bit of a record of being really bad in caring for people. Not that I'm a bad nurse or anything, it's just that a lot of the surgeons seem to up their job and not get fired for some reason. This made it all the more confusing to me that this celebrity came here for surgery to remove a late-stage brain tumour. Speaking of, my friend Patricia was a huge fan and really wanted to be the one assigned to him post-surgery. She was even thinking of asking him for an autograph, which seemed unprofessional to me. Anyway, he was flying in for treatment tomorrow, but my current job was to assist a surgeon with the surgery of a little boy who swallowed a bunch of his toy marbles. I was surprised they decided to opt for surgery though, because they were previously recommended to wait for him to pass them. It was me, the anesthesiologist, and the surgeon in the room. I was staying nearby to the site of the surgery, and everything seemed to be going well. Then, the surgeon slipped and cut the kid's stomach lining open. It was horrific. The smell of stomach acid almost made me vomit as it began to dissolve his intestines. Despite our best efforts, he was dead within 10 minutes. What disturbed me was how unfazed...
Oh my god. That is such a bad fail. The one place where you can't fail is in surgery, okay?
Surgeon was. After we failed to save him, the surgeon left to break the news to the parents almost immediately after. I thought I heard the anesthesiologist mumble something under her breath, but I couldn't understand clearly. It was something about food. My shift was over though, and I walked to the subway to grab some dinner, then caught the bus home. I was pretty tired, so I watched some Netflix in bed until I fell asleep. That night, I had a dream, or more accurately, a nightmare. I was in the hospital, and that kid was there in front of me. Only his whole body was hollow and his chest cavity was open and bloody. His eyes were gone too, but still, he stared at me, and the entire time he pointed straight down. I finally woke up, and with relief from being free of that dream and more guilt from the failed surgery, I started my day. I got to work and Patricia was fairly bubbly. She spent almost the whole morning talking my ear off about the celebrity. When he finally came in, she started freaking out and tried to walk up and talk to him. His bodyguards pushed her away though, and she returned to her duties dejectedly. Just before my lunch break, I was called into my supervisor's office. He said he had something very important for me to do, and that it needed to be done ASAP. He told me to go to the transplant center and get 10 hearts, then go to the basement. I was pretty confused and wanted to ask some questions, but he cut me off and yelled, "Evie, you can do this!"
He's got a secret club. That's it. And it's a secret club of hats. That is what it is.
It right now, or you can walk out and kiss your job goodbye.
I was pretty pissed. He would fire me daring to ask a question, but the management would avoid firing the incompetent surgeons even though they should. I left in a huff to go collect the organs and found them waiting in a case there already, with a note signed by the doctor that gave me access to a restricted room in the basement simply called Room 60. I didn't have the slightest clue what was in there and marched onwards to the elevator and went down to the basement. I walked to Room 60 and showed the security guard my note. He looked me over and said, "Oh, this is your first time doing this, huh? I feel sorry for you. Try not to panic if you know what's good for you."
He's so chill.
Door, and I stepped in. Immediately I was hit with a smell I would describe as rotten eggs, pennies and a corpse. The ground was slick with something and it was dark in there too, with only one dim overhead light. The room was pretty big, and in the middle I saw some nondescript blob. Then I heard what sounded like a deep breath in, and the blob started moving. The thing, which I now started to realise was a body, was walking towards me with stumpy, fat legs. I screamed and tried to run away, but I slipped on the ground. As my face got smeared in it, I realised the stuff on the floor was blood, and as I turned onto my back, I was face to face with the thing. It looked like a very pale, morbidly obese man, although it was much taller and much fatter than any human could be. It had large curled horns, as well as no mouth. Instead, where its mouth should be, there was just a row of pitch black, pointy, needle-like teeth surrounding a hole. It paid me no heed and reached out to pick up the box of organs. It opened the box and ate all the hearts in handfuls, stuffing 3 at a time.
Why would a hospital be housing? This is why they are bad at taking care of patients and accidentally killing people. This is why.
I was terrified and ran out the door, slamming it shut behind me. The security guard looked me in the eyes and put a reaffirming hand on my shoulder. Looked like he wanted to say something but couldn't. He told me that he would walk me out of the building and that I could have the rest of the day off. Now I'm at home, still shaking and typing this up. I got a text from Patricia, and apparently the celebrity's surgery was a massive success. I'm wondering what I even do now. Is this the type of thing I can report? Would anyone believe me?
I was thinking that the surgery on the celebrity wasn't gonna make it, and then monster would eat the celebrity's organs and guts and gross and things and stuff. Hey guys, again, why do I keep on saying hey? But you know what? Hey, how's it going? Nah. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy these creepy real life animation stories by, my apologies again, Wansee Entertainment. I feel like I definitely got that wrong. Anyway, so the link to this video will be down below, as it shall be. And I hope that you guys like this video and you did enjoy it and everything. And you don't have to like it if you don't want. Like, press that like. You don't have to, but don't press the thumbs down one because that hurts. It hurts my feelings, bro. Anyway, thank you and have a good rest of the day, rest of the night, rest of your life. Bye.